Welcome back, everybody, to an interesting Last Day on Earth Twitch retrospective look back on the Last Day on Earth Twitch drop return, sort of, in Last Day on Earth campaign, if you want to call it that. Yeah, that really sounds weird to say, LDW having a campaign. So basically what happened was Last Day on Earth brought Twitch drops back. Well, sort of. Little apostrophe right there. But first, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, you know the drill, let's get into it. They brought Twitch drops back for a few select people, obviously they're partnered content creators. Instead of just watching a set streamer and 10% of viewers would get drops, it was basically if you watch a streamer for 4 hours, you would get this select set of rewards. Now, I'm not going to argue that each one is better than the other, because I honestly don't know enough about the Twitch metrics and the Twitch stats and all of the behind-the-scenes stuff to really make a substantial claim about which is better. I think that from the surface level, from a content creator, you can make the argument that drops being around 24/7 was better because those were just any time you wanted to stream, you could just do it, whereas this one was a limited time window. But you can also make the argument that too much of a good thing is a bad thing and people just eventually drop off, as we saw with the old version of drops. I do think that drops overall for LDUE are beneficial for LDUE as a game. I'm not going to argue that Twitch drops should be completely banned entirely. With more people inclined to watch these streams, there are more people inclined to check out the game, there are more people interested in taking a look. Now, I do think that the timing of this campaign, so to speak, could have been a little bit more selective, I guess, if you wanted to call it that. I mean, LDUE was definitely excited to try out this campaign, and by the looks of it, it seems to have paid off. I mean, I'll get to that in a second. But it seems like they picked a really weird time to do it, because we're just at the ending of 17, and season 18, what, is maybe like 2-3 weeks away, maybe, if we just follow the same old pattern, maybe, if that. So I would imagine that if they were to do this again, they should drop it like immediately once the season starts, and they could jump off that season hype and then build on it even more with the campaign, something like that in the future. But again, I'm not really nitpicking here. I think that overall this was a pretty good thing, and I'm interested to see how it goes in the future. I think it's a little too early to make a substantial call on how Twitch drops this return campaign is affecting LDUE YouTube. LDUE Twitch, that's a different story. I've heard, now again, I can't verify this because I'm not a creator on Twitch, nor have I really spent time in those streams for LDUE content creators of Twitch, but from what I've heard, these are the steroids back on channels. Twitch channels, that being. Basically, if you have drops, your channel was guaranteed 100 viewers. At least that's how it used to work back when drops were considered exclusive. But with this limited time campaign thing, LDUE has made it so drops quite literally are limited time steroids for Twitch channels. I would think, from surface level analysis, it would feel like it would do that. I'm not totally sure if it does do that, but I would imagine it would do that. Or at least something like that. I know there were a couple of requests to make it so you had to watch 24 hours or something absurd like that. And I say absurd, but I'm almost hesitant to inject my own opinion here. But I honestly would argue against it. I think that the way they did this campaign, although it was a little short, I'll give them that, and the timing was a little off. They probably should have done it like early season or something like that. But I think this campaign was really executed well. It was a limited time thing. It was limited time enough so people were really excited about it when it showed up. And it's not going to overstay its welcome, I guess is what I'm trying to say. With LDUE really struggles with the overstaying its welcome part. I think some seasons they really tend to overstay its welcome. Like, look at 17, where the mining defense and all of that really overstayed its welcome. Because in week 3, I don't know a single person who was avidly enjoying mining from week 1 to week 3. People had gotten really bored of that by that time. But you look at something like season 16, where, you know, there was something fresh and new every single time. And if we're, you know, comparing this with the Twitch drop analogy, there's something fresh new every time with these campaigns, then I think this could do very, very well. Now, I'm hopeful that maybe there's some sort of like set schedule or something like that, so it's not just random and it's just one day it's there, next day it's gone or something like that. But I honestly don't know, and I'm interested to see how this all goes. Because maybe, just maybe, if LDUE learns how to navigate the Twitch world correctly, they're going to learn the LDUE world of creators and head on over to YouTube and finally understand half the stuff I yell at them. Anywho, this has been me, a weird ramble. One of the videos I did want to try, or maybe was interested in doing, was reading some comments on the VIP system. I've read all the comments, but like an actual video responding to comments, I don't know. Would that be something you'd want to see? I've tried editing something like that, and it was really boring, so I didn't do it. But if that's something you want to see, I'll figure out some way to make it interesting. Anywho, let me know that. Let me know your thoughts on the Twitch drops. We all know the drill. Subscribe, ZD out.